Well, this ban, like the others in his first term, seems to be more theatrical than functional. For instance, you mentioned that part of the reason for the ban is to prevent terrorists from coming to the United States. But some of the countries that are banned are not known to be places where terrorists come from, like Haiti or Myanmar. I would note that the ban is less susceptible to being called a Muslim ban because there are countries that have been banned that are not majority Muslim countries, like the two I just mentioned, Myanmar and Haiti. But the ban is probably overbroad. Rather than focusing on perhaps increasing criteria and putting more restrictions on the types of visas that could be issued to people that might engage in terrorism, it's taking whole countries and banning people from those countries. But we know that terrorists come from many other countries that are not banned. So it's not particularly crafted in a way to actually help protect the United States. I would also note that in some of these countries have people that we might want to come here. Like, for instance, Afghanistan. We had a 20-year presence in Afghanistan with many soldiers and diplomats from the United States in Afghanistan. They relied on interpreters who were Afghans, who were loyal to the United States, who risked their lives to help the United States. NGOs are still trying to evacuate some of those people. President Trump was really critical of the way President Biden managed the departure from Afghanistan. So it's surprising that he would want to ban all Afghans, especially those who have served the United States. I would note that some countries that we expected to be on the ban or that were on the ban in the first term are not on the ban, like Iraq and also notably Syria. Syria was on all three of the bans in the first term. It's not on this one, and that is likely because President Trump just met with the new president of Syria, and he talked with the Gulf countries about Syria. He wants Syria to be successful. He lifted sanctions on Syria. So Syrians and Iraqis are cheering, but many people from other countries that are on the ban are probably upset about this.
Yeah, and I do want to talk to you more about some of these other countries which are not on this. But before that, again, as you mentioned, and as we mentioned at the top, that we saw a similar ban during the president's first term, and it was challenged in court. If we know nothing else, we know President Trump is not afraid of a challenge. Is there any doubt that this iteration, this ban, will also face challenges? And which side do you think wins?
This will absolutely face challenges, and I'm sure some of the organizations that challenged the bans in the first term are already preparing complaints to file in courts. But it's going to be harder to succeed in those cases because of the Supreme Court ruling in 2018, which laid out the criteria that is necessary for a ban to be legal. And this ban more closely follows that, including laying out the reasons for the ban. The proclamation that President Trump signed yesterday explains those reasons, and also by having an administrative record to support those reasons, although some people claim the administrative record may not be as strong in this case as it was for the third ban in the first term that was upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court.